We have quick breaking news from the White House. An announcement that is now official. Jen Psaki made it official that President Biden will be traveling to that NATO meeting in Brussels as the war in Ukraine approaches a 3-week mark. Let's bring in Mike Memoli for that. I take it NATO meeting is the primary reason to go there, but I assume there's going to be quite a few one-on-ones and other types of meetings that'll take place here. How long do we expect this trip to be, Mike?
Well, Chuck, this trip is really still coming together. We obviously are reporting over the last 24 hours has been pointing in this direction. Jen Psaki, as you say, making it official just a few minutes after the NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg had announced that this summit would take place next Thursday, the 24th of March in Brussels. Psaki said that in addition to Biden attending the NATO summit, he will also attend a previously scheduled meeting of the European Commission. This is obviously Brussels, the seat of both NATO, the defense essentially of Europe, as well as the EU, the economic engine of Europe. And so he will be able to sort of check both boxes while he's there. We had also been reporting, Chuck, as you know, that the president might be making some additional stops. Yesterday, we reported that some of the staff who was there with the vice president in Poland last week had been staying behind to advance a potential trip, a stop by the president there. There are at least potentially 2 stops that we're sort of tracking at this point, but nothing else yet announced at this point. It's interesting, Chuck, you had Courtney, of course, a few minutes ago talking about Lloyd Austin's trip to Brussels tomorrow for the defense ministerial. Ukraine's defense minister will be attending that as well. So one of the obvious questions is whether we might see President Zelensky do what he did just a few weeks ago for the Munich Security Summit and leave Ukraine, the prospects of doing now, considerably much more dangerous than it was a month ago. But this is an opportunity for the president to do some in-person discussions where for most of this crisis and the build up to it, he has been doing this primarily by phone, of course, from Washington.
So, look, we think he may go to Poland.
Nothing has been announced yet, but as we have been reporting over the last 24 hours, Chuck, the White House is considering multiple stops as part of this trip. Once you're in Europe, of course, and if this trip is about what our sources were indicating, showing solidarity with our NATO allies, it would stand to reason that would do that. But, of course, the security concerns are paramount. As we've seen this fight growing closer and closer to Poland's border, that is obviously a paramount concern. And, Chuck, just think about the last time the president went to Brussels. It was a NATO summit, his first as president, and where did he go next? To Geneva for a sit-down with Vladimir Putin. Much has changed, both in terms of obviously the geopolitical climate, but the president's view of Putin at the time, thinking maybe he could meet with him one-on-one, sort of put Russia in a box and focus elsewhere, and now it's the dominant issue of his presidency.